walking around Oak Hill Cemetery, which is the oldest cemetery in Birmingham. The first plot was laid here in 1869, and by 1873, this was the city's cemetery. We are going to be looking at some of the most notable graves that are here, and we've got some interesting stories to tell you.
Our first search was for Emma, May, and Irene Hawes, and this one proved our most difficult as the ladies' graves are not marked.
So in 1888, a man named Richard Hawes decided that he wanted to start a new life with a new wife, and he violently murdered his wife Emma and their daughters Irene and May. So I think this is it. I think this is where the Hawes girls and their mother are buried, and that it is just unmarked. Will they ever redo this? I don't know. So what makes the Hawes story so fascinating is not only the horrible way that Richard Hawes killed his wife and two children, but the fact that it is claimed that May still haunts Eastlake. May was found in Eastlake in 1888, and that prompted the police officers to search for her father, and they realized that not only was he missing, but so was his wife and their other child. Richard had already started his new life in Mississippi with his new wife and thought everything was just dandy until they caught him getting off the train. Then, sometime later, Emma and Irene's bodies were also found in what is now the Lakeview Golf Course. So, Richard was tried, found guilty, and properly executed.
Now, of course, not every story buried here at Oak Hill is as grim as that of the Hall women. One grave that I was particularly excited to find was that of the famous Madame Lou Wooster.
A famous and beloved madam.
Aside for being a famous madam beloved for her care of the sick and dying, Louise Wooster had a very, very complex and interesting life, one which included an affair with John Wilkes Booth. Yes, that John Wilkes Booth. When my friend Russell Hook stopped by, he led me to another famous grave with a story that I had never heard until today about Captain Charles Lynn.
So Jeremy Lynn was buried with the keys to the mausoleum inside, and so legend has it, he said he wanted the keys in there so that on Judgment Day he could let himself out. Because there's a plaque on the side, he has a famous quote that says he wanted to be buried high up on the promontory overlooking the city which no one else had faith in, so that when Judgment Day came, he could walk out and behold one of the best industrialized cities in America. And that was his thing.
Doesn't sound too grand or anything at all, does it? Well, I want to see it.
Oh, you want to see it?
I want to see it. Okay. Hopefully he's not going to use his keys while we're here to let himself out. Okay, so this is who Lynn Park is in now.
Yes.
Was not aware of that. The more you know.
Iron Rose Baker.
Bury me on the high promontory overlooking the city. In which you men profess to have so little faith. So basically, Captain Lynn's saying, I'm not going to say I told you so, but I'm going to tell you so.
I'm going to walk out my grave and tell you I told you so.
Before Russell left, I got to share with him a story he had never heard, that of the Urswells, the famous couple that supposedly haunts Oak Hill Cemetery.
So what did you learn when you were doing your research?
I learned a lot. So the Erswells, which we're going to go see their mausoleum in
Uh-huh.
a second. So Mr. Erswell, actually, he came to Birmingham originally to be a cabinet maker.
Cool.
But when cholera broke out, he found coffin making to be a little more lucrative.
I'd imagine so, unfortunately.
So that is what he spent most of his life doing. And when he died, he wished to be buried here. Catherine, his wife, was not a fan of that. She wanted to be buried over in Elmwood because at the time it was more fashionable to be buried in Elmwood. But theirs ended up here. So legend states that at night, near their mausoleum, you hear whispers of them bickering. And they think that she's just still really mad that she's not at Elmwood.
Fateless death being stuck next to your life is upset with you.
So that's how that goes.
So no, I never heard any ghost arguing or anything else of a spooky nature, but it is difficult not to get caught up in the beauty and mystery of Oak Hill.
I also think it's very fascinating and beautiful that you can find these plots where you've got generations and generations of families from Birmingham, from when the family first arrived to now. I think that's something that over time we're not going to see as much of, just because of the way things are these days. Everyone spreads out. Families don't stay always close together the way they used to.
If you ever find yourself in Birmingham, Alabama, Oak Hill Cemetery is definitely a must-see. Take a quiet walk and see what stories you can find buried here.